Well, we built this house just in time. The weather is awful. I'm glad I cut that grass last night. Wow. Anyway, welcome back to Edgewater, Saskatchewan. Episode 19 now, I think. I hope you enjoyed episode 18. A bit different. I'm not really one for doing kind of huge time-lapse videos, but yeah, I think it was quite nice. Rather than make all of this that we're standing in now just appear, I thought it would be quite good to do a time-lapse. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure there's points where you're probably screaming at the screen thinking, why on earth is he putting that there? What is he doing? I do kind of like to randomly place things and then deal with the consequences after. Again, I think it just looks more realistic. But this is it. Nice little houselet. It's nice to start an episode inside of a house. You don't really see people using the kind of interactive houses too much on YouTube. Which is why not only am I doing it in this one, I've pre-planned the story to do it in the roleplay one, which will be very soon. But yeah, weather is awful. Weather is awful. Now, I don't know if the rain actually makes any difference to the grass when you're actually picking it up with a forage wagon. I'm not too sure. But realistically, it would. So, unless it stops, we'll probably not rake that today. Maybe we'll do it in the next game day. Now, grass has started to grow again. I did this yesterday, just before I skipped forward to start this episode. Of course, if I didn't do that, we would not have got that third cut, so I had to do it, which is why I've kind of conveniently dumped that there. But yeah, there's a few things to get on with. I added a bit more detail, by the way. I mentioned in the time-lapse video there wasn't a huge amount of choice for crossplay. Actually, there is a huge amount of choice. I just didn't actually activate the mods properly. So just a little bit more detail, a bit more lighting dotted around and stuff like that. Some random little bits here. Look, nice little barbecue in there. Yeah, just to make it look a bit better. I even kitted out the garage. Not that it actually makes any difference at all. But I wish my garage looked this tidy. It definitely doesn't. I'm going to leave that door open because we're going to park the truck in that by the end of the episode. So I also, you've got to have it, British flag and a Canadian flag. I couldn't not do that really. Looks quite good though, quite a nice little feature. So, whilst we're getting soaking wet, let's head down. A few things I need to get on with today. I noticed in the time-lapse video we had a heck of a lot of sugar beet. So we do need to continue to kind of load that onto the trailer, just so it's not a huge job next month. Now what I have just realised actually while I'm talking, and I will change it now, is I haven't changed the money back. So we were actually on £195. The balance in the corner is what's left of the landscape fund, and I'm not going to keep that because that was kind of the rule. So we'll change it back. So we are back to £195. So we skip through one more night, we are going to be in the minus. So we'll have to decide really. There's no real consequence to doing it. I think you can kind of do it. I don't think it shuts the farm down or anything, but again, just realistic, you wouldn't do that really. So I'll have to see. We may need to saddle to this sugar beet today, or we may go for one more day. So let's have a look. Oh, we must have some more by now. Oh no. Oh, it's alright, he's moving. Well, that didn't look very good, did it? Yeah, we have definitely got another one in there. For definite. Let's jump to the menu. Yep, so they're actually showing as a day old, like this one for example. That one is new, but because of course the time lapse was a whole month, it's kind of 16% into puberty now, but that's good. So these ones which have already had babies are already 50% to having another one. I mean, honestly, this is incredible. I think if you had a pigsty with a huge capacity, you would fill it so quickly. So quickly. So this one here, so it's now 12 months old. It's going to produce its second baby in 2 months. and it's worth £650. So that's £120 more than what we paid for it. Plus, it's produced, in theory, that same amount again in the long run. So you're kind of like 3 or 4 times your profit with a pig. It's just a slow burner, which is probably why kind of no one really does it too much, or no one that I see anyway. But we're figuring it out. We are getting there. One thing that we're going to have to be careful of is the grain. Protein's not a problem. We've got the protein growing, but that grain, we do need to top that up because that is getting a bit low. And obviously, as they're breeding and reproducing, they're eating more. So that's got to be a challenge. We need to think about that. Oh wow, look at all of this again. So there's another 8,000 litres. There's another £4,000 just here. How much more is there in there? Oh my, there's another 13,000. I don't know if that's including what's here, maybe. 13,000. Is it 13,000 on top of what it spawned? We need a bigger trailer. That is ridiculous. I think I showed this little area at the end of the video. Depends how I've ended up editing it, but quite a nice little feature. Looks quite good there, really. I put hedges at the back of it just so it's kind of enclosed rather than being a drive-through. But that looks good. I quite like it. And this area here, I haven't done anything with it. I just made it not look like an old harvested field. Just because that was irritating me a little bit. So, let's get straight on with... Actually, I didn't check the pigs' water. What are they like for water? Oh, okay, 2,800 litres. So they're fine for a minute. We might need to do that at the end of the day, though. Let's just get straight on with topping this up. In fact, while the bucket is connected, we will top up the manure, actually, because they must have produced some more manure in the meantime. I would have thought, anyway. So let's go and do that. I widened the entrance a little bit as well, so I didn't have to drive over the grass every time. So it's annoying, you know. I wish you could go in and scoop it. I am going to try it again, but when I did it in the last episode, the actual gameplay episode I did, it's just like driving into a wall. Yeah, it doesn't work. So it doesn't matter, but that's annoying. I would prefer it if you had to actually pick it up. And interestingly, it's not even picked it all up. May need to potentially look at changing that mod at some point in the future. I don't overly like it. I'm not convinced with it. There are ones that look exactly the same, in fact, which I believe do scoop up. I would prefer that. But anyway, look, 307 litres. Can't complain about that. These pigs really are self-sufficient. In fact, it must have just run out. Well, that was good timing. I didn't notice they were dead before. I'll find out when I edit, but I'm pretty sure they were green a moment ago. Right, connect up the pallet fork. We're going to have to restack those top two ones there. I didn't realise we would have had so many, but we're going to have to really squeeze these up. Let's try and get them in the front there as well. Right, let's get on with this. Again, same as always, if it takes me too long, I will probably cut it. But I do like to do it properly. So we'll see how long this is going to take. So last pallet. I'm not going to lie, They're a bit weird, these pallets. They're a bit glitchy. I don't know if I mentioned before, but they are strange. I mean, you can probably see by the fact that if I zoom in, it picks it up in the pallet, but now it's actually halfway through the actual crate. Look. Yeah, I was strapping them as I was going, but it kind of did a weird thing, sort of bounced the pallet around a bit and knocked about 6 pallets off the back. So I have used the hand a little bit just because that was a bit annoying. But other than that, I am trying to do it properly. Oh, I didn't load that too well, but it's fine. We can correct that. There we go. It's always a way to make it look neat. Right, might as well leave the forks on, because the rate that is producing sugar beet, we are definitely going to get more pallets. Definitely going to get more pallets. But just in case it decides to have a bit of a moment whilst we're nowhere near it, let's strap it up. I've had to go 3 deep now because they just ain't going to fit. I could go 3 high, but that forklift struggles to get a pallet up that high, so hopefully by going 3 deep we'll have enough room. What have we got? Another room for 7 pallets maybe? I don't think you can strap the end. Yeah, so we're at risk there really if we're going to try and add them on the end. We'll have to take it slow, and given my driving, that's probably not a very good idea. So good, well, at least we emptied it. It's already got coming up to 1,000. It's insane. Okay, well, it's still raining. These things are noisy. It's still raining. We'll worry about the grass afterwards. I'm just going to go and have a look at the lettuce, just see how much of that we have at the minute. I'm sure I topped the water up before. So 6,000 litres of lettuce plus 1,000 which is already in front, because they're obviously only 500 per pallet. So there's 7,000 litres of lettuce there. We're going to have a good 300,000 litres of silage, and all of that sugar beet. Sugar beet just seems to be unlimited money, to be honest. You don't need one of them government subsidy signs when you have a sugar beet. It's crazy. Okay, right. We're going to jump into the John Deere. We're going to do a little bit of a backward things to be honest. And I am going to fertilise the grass field. I don't want to miss the opportunity. It only really takes three months or 3 days for it to fully grow. It's already on its first stage. We haven't been able to pick it up today because of the rain. The fertiliser still works. The game still allows that, so we will just do it. Probably goes against my kind of realism thing, but this is a survival series and we need the money, so I guess sometimes I can't stick to my own rules. So we'll just do this. This is not going to take very long at all. So, right. So we'll do this. Yeah, it is definitely working in. I can see the darker texture on the ground there. Yeah, probably the most unrealistic thing that I've done. But I'm not really that bothered, to be honest. I think once we've done this, I'm not 100% sure on how we're doing for time. I think we're probably around 15 minutes now, roughly, if I'm guessing. I'm kind of getting a bit better at this timing, so I think by the time we've done this, we'll probably just have a quick tidy up, you know, just move some stuff around, maybe move something into these new sheds. And probably call it quits, because I think this episode at around kind of just short of half an hour, plus the time-lapse video, which should have come out earlier on today, hopefully. I think that was around 20 minutes, so both of them combined isn't a bad timing really, so this probably will be ever so slightly shorter. Obviously tomorrow it's all about the sale and starting to get some money ready, I'm so hoping that there is some form of trailer for the Mac that comes up. It's a shame actually that you can't, I mean it's not a shame because realistic and all that, you wouldn't do it, but it would sometimes be quite handy if you could kind of tweak a setting to figure out exactly what's going to come up in used. I don't know if that is even possible. I'm pretty sure it isn't. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, we just need to keep our fingers crossed really. It'd be amazing if we could get like a really big trailer for the Mac, which will save a heck of a lot of time for me transporting the silage down, because I think there's going to be a lot of it. There's got to be a lot of it. So, pretty much done to be honest, in that short amount of time. Fertilizing is such an easy thing to do. Yeah, I think we are done. So, we'll park it up. Yeah, and just have a little bit of a tidy round. It's starting to come together now though, isn't it? Don't you think? I think it looks really good now. So we'll just move this into our nice new shed. In theory this is our most expensive bit of equipment actually on the farm, I think. So we should look after it. And not crash it into the side of the shed. That would be a good start. While we're here actually, right, I'll just top up the pigs. They weren't too low, but while we're here, let's just give them another load full of water. So I was thinking actually this area here, where I've started that kind of indentation just there, look, to the right of the track, that will probably follow its way right up along here. I'll just kind of map it out. So I think I'll just follow the outside of the field. Somewhere about here is going to be the actual building, which will be part of the maple syrup mod. And then it'll probably join on to here somewhere. But I was thinking, so if we're gonna start using the Mac and probably get that water trailer, because it makes sense, it's absolutely huge, it will save a lot of time. We need to figure out how we can actually maneuver the Mac around. And I'm kind of thinking ahead towards the pig area as well, because a water tanker like that, you know, that will fill the pigs up pretty good as well. We can get rid of this silly little thing. So I am thinking I might need to install the bridge mod and still put a little bridge in just over that little dip. It's fine driving over with the tractor, but I don't know how a big Mac with the trailer is going to cope with it, and I don't just want to level the ground out. It kind of loses the feature of the map, that some of its appeal if I just start leveling everything off. So I might just get a small little wooden bridge or something. I think that would look quite cool. Yeah, this is the area here, I mean. So the little dip, which we'll see now in the tractor, is not too bad. But if you can imagine, we've got quite a big semi. Yeah, I think that might struggle. It'll probably bottom out the trailer at some point. So yeah, little mini bridge or something. I think that would look pretty cool. Right, let's get this in here. As always, I just park things in the way. It's actually produced another pallet of sugar beet there already. God knows how many we're going to have by the morning. Well, I don't know if it's going to fit, but I'm thinking let's stick the trailer under cover as well in that new shed. And let's see if we can get this John Deere into the garage. I don't know if it's going to fit. I'm not so sure. But that would be pretty good. Obviously, for realism's sake, maybe a little rule that I'm making up on the spot. Anything that goes into that garage has got to be clean, so I will just give it a quick wash as well before I at least try it. Here we are in our little new wash bay. It's actually pretty clean anyway. The rain does actually wash your equipment if you leave it out. I have noticed that. I don't know. I don't think it washes it to 100% clean, but definitely makes a difference, because this was quite dirty before. I've noticed it quite a few times. It's quite a cool little feature. Right, let's give this a go. You can kind of see now why I extended this bit a little bit longer. I don't know if just while I'm here, actually, just another thing to talk about, make the episode an extra minute or two longer. All around this area you can see, obviously, I've lined it with bushes, and it was because it wouldn't allow me to place a fence, and any type of fence, not just the white one, any type of fence. For some reason it kept on saying collides with another object. There is absolutely nothing there. Now I think it's probably the map. If I wasn't doing crossplay, I could probably go into Giants Editor and have a look, and there's probably some sort of obstruction there. I don't know if in this area, when I first deleted everything, there might have been like big silos here, so maybe there's just something that's locked it, but it was quite annoying. But I've had to kind of make do with all of these bushes and things in the way instead, and it's fine. They kind of work, so it's not too bad. But right, I've just switched to this view to make sure, but it does fit in there, not a problem. So let's switch back into this view. Oh dear, why am I stuck? Okay. Oh, that's bizarre. That was really strange. Oh, pretty good. Fits quite nicely. That's our kind of star of the farm at the minute, so it deserves a place in the warmth. Right, let's close the garage down. We will open this one up. Jump across to the pickup. And even though we're going to need it in the morning, I am going to put it inside the garage. To be honest, I'm kind of doing it probably to get a cheeky screenshot. But just while we're here, I might as well just unload that into there. Yeah, it still takes it even though it's not connected to anything, which is good. That one missed. So did that one. So did that one. There we go. Ideal. Clears the back of the truck out as well. Right, same again. Just give it a real quick wash. And reverse it back into the garage. This is much better. This is much better. It's tidy. Mostly tidy. Anyway. Got to find a little spot for this truck to live in, haven't we? Okay, right. Bit of a clean. This needs some real work. This needs some real work. So I wonder if it's worth kind of putting a little toolbox mod, or the like the ramps. I quite like the look of the ramps, and actually putting them inside of that garage, so that we can do our own maintenance. I don't know if I want to do that, because it takes that element away of having to drive to the store to do stuff. But at the same time, it would be quite handy. Definitely. Okay, same again. Close that up. Oh, And just as I want to clock out, stop the recording, the rain has disappeared. Would you believe it? I really love this, you know. I just think that looks pretty cool. I think it looks pretty cool. Right, anyway, I think now maybe 25 minutes, so slightly shorter, but hopefully you've had the 20 minutes worth of time lapse while we were building this kind of whole area today as well. So it's all about the sugar beet sale next episode. How much is that going to generate? How much more is it going to generate overnight just to be loaded onto the trailer, let alone sold? So I have no idea. I really don't know. I am a little bit excited though, because I think it's going to be a half decent amount. Don't think it's going to be too bad. Now, just before I clock off the recording, I'm going to check the price, because I realised when I edited the last gameplay episode, I was actually looking at sugar beet cut, not sugar beet. So I was working out the prices wrong. So at its absolute best, it's 456. So we're probably going to be looking at, I don't know, maybe about 400-ish tomorrow, which isn't bad. It's a little bit less than I thought. What was I saying before? About 500, wasn't I? So not quite as good as I thought, but still pretty good. So yeah, that is it for now. I am looking forward to the next episode. Hopefully there's a lot to do. It'll be a bit longer. Potentially got to sort that grass out, and we've got to make some money and keep an eye out for a trailer. So until then, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you're enjoying it so far, and I'll catch you again very soon. Cheers and gone.